Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
How's it going, everybody? Aaron, how's it going? Good evening. Good evening.
Man, I'm excited. This is our first live show back in over a year, and it's exciting, man. A little technical difficulties, but we made it. We're here. We're live. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So I'm excited, man.
Yes, sir. A long time coming. It's super nice to be here. My name is Carlos. To my that way, still can't do it. We got Aaron Diaz. We are your hosts. We are a group of four sneakerheads, two of which can't make it here tonight. We've got Monster and we've got Jay as well. They have other things going on this evening, but you will see them in subsequent live videos. But yes, welcome. If you have not been here before, it might look familiar to some, it might look new to others. This is the Front Page Shoes Sneaker Show. We have guests on the show that we bring on and we talk sneakers, we see sneakers, and then we play a fun game of sneaker Jeopardy at the end of the episode. So I have the privilege of going against our wonderful guest this evening. And I guess without any further ado, Aaron, should we just introduce our guy?
Let's do it.
Just a couple of OGs, probably rocking some OGs. Look down like OGs, them joints from like 03. It's just front page shoes. Yeah, it's just front page.
What's up, guys?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
Just living the good life. Summertime.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we have Andy Dutton in the house tonight. He goes by AD. And is that 3 underscores there?
It's two underscores.
Okay. 2 underscores. AD Sneaks. AD stands for Anthony David. Just kidding. That is Andy Dutton. Pleasure having you on the show, man. Thank you for being here.
No, happy to be here. Thanks for reaching out, and always down to chop it up with people about sneakers.
Awesome. Well, we have a full schedule tonight of fun things to do, and I think we'll just hop right into our first segment, one of our favorites, and it's a fun way to include the sneaker community in our show, and that is a segment that we call Heat This Week.
All right. We're going to play this. All right. I'm gonna let you take charge, Carlos, and then I'll just skip ahead.
All right, so I am tuning in from my phone tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So excuse me while you get a full frontal here of just my face, very close to my phone, but I can't see very well on this tiny screen. So first up, we've got the man himself, Chris, the founder of Vegas Sneakerheads Facebook group, rocking some Adidas. I am not an Adidas guy. I can see that it says Overkill. I can't see what it says, right above the 3 stripes there. It's at the left, but a nice pair of Adidas. Who could fill me in there? What are those?
So these are Adidas Zx 8500, and I think Adidas last year or 2020 put a ton into this series. They had 10 or 11 collabs of this shoe, and then just kept dropping them back to back to back. It's a clean shoe. I like Adidas. I'm not against them. Do you wear any Adidas, Andy, or?
I have a few pairs. I kind of slimmed the collection down. Big fan of the 4Ds. Super comfy.
Yeah.
Love the technology behind them. Unpopular opinion. I think over time, those get more comfortable than Ultra Boost.
Ooh. I've never had a 4D.
Yeah, it takes time. Right at the beginning, they're stiff. They're not it. But Ultra Boost are comfy right out the box. But over time, it kind of breaks down, gets a little stiff. But that 4D, it softens up and it gets pretty comfy over time.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna move it along a little quickly just because we have quite a bit of entries. These are nice, man. These are, I think, 2002 Rs, New Balances. I like these for the price point. Some New Balances can be pretty pricey, but these are cool. I'm a fan of New Balance. Carlos, do you wear any New Balance, Carlos?
I think I have one pair. but I don't wear them super duper often. But I know that they're comfortable. I know that there are some awesome New Balance models out there, but I haven't really dipped into the New Balance world too deeply.
Cool. Andy, your thoughts on New Balance?
I mess with New Balance a little bit. I came into them probably late last year's when I started getting into it, and I've been liking. I have let's see, I think I have like 5 pairs of New Balance right now. Love them.
Yeah, New Balance really like within the last couple years has made like a huge name for themselves. Like, of course, they've produced some of the better collabs of the last couple years, but they've made a really good name for themselves. All right, I promise not to talk about all of them, but these are fire. Love these. This dude London is his collection. He posts every once in a while. They're super dope. Nike are these SBs, the Be Trues?
Yeah, SBs.
Okay.
I think they got the fat tongues.
Yeah, Nike SB Be Trues. Shout out to
Hold
everyone.
on, pause.
Yeah.
On those Be Trues. I don't know if anybody knew this, but maybe you have. If you wear them, they wear off like the Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty SB dunks, or like the what are those Lance Mountain Jordan 1 SB dunk or Jordan 1s. Those eventually start to like wear off, and there's a bunch of different colors all over that shoe. So
that's
pretty
sick.
cool
I
detail.
didn't know
I didn't know that until just like maybe yesterday. So we'll probably see more of those types of pictures in the future as people start to wear them more.
Oh man, RIP to the soul. This dude Chad, Andy, we had him on the show, but this dude's collection is ridiculous. Those 180s are super rare. I think they're numbered. His are number 121, I think of 124. So shout out to him and Wifey and the Undefeated Forces. The Mambacitas, gotta love it. Shattered backboards, are these 3?
I think those are the OG ones.
Those are ones.
Sheesh.
Fire. Those ones shut up like crazy.
Arab Temples, classic. Oof. These are OGs. These are the 99 pair. So that's crazier. Oh man, this dude, I'm telling you, London submitted a bunch of heat. Another pair, fire. Some Nike SB dunks. Carlos, name them 1, 2, 3.
Those ones are the Unheaven's Gates. Just keep going. Let's see what we got.
Pair of Air Max 90s. The Fragment 3s.
Fragment 3s.
Love those.
That's a clean pair.
These are recent releases, right? The like Next Nature, I believe they're called.
Yeah, those are cool though. I haven't seen anybody wearing them. Those ones I didn't know about.
Yeah, I'd seen them before, but I didn't know too much about them. But the guy Takeshi kind of filled me in a little bit. But super rare pair. Not a lot of people have these pair of Air Forces. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't know what shoes these are, but the picture.
I can't tell.
When I saw this picture, I had no idea what they were either. But yeah, props for the cool picture. It's a dope picture.
Oh, these are Jordan Flight 180s, I think.
That's actually a clean looking pair. I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate that shoe.
If you notice it, I think it's the same sole as a Jordan 3, and
that's what it looks like.
A lot of people, you'll use these to like restore or like fix soles on Jordan 3s because you can get these a lot cheaper.
Absolutely.
Flint 13s.
Clean.
Oh man, UMC Off-White ones, beautiful. Shout out to Andy. Man, this group, the Ray Allen. Oh man, Ray Allen, Jordan 13s.
I mean, they are Ray J's, right? Like they are.
There we go.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is our Heat This Week segment. So how that works, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be featured on the show, we would love to have you. As you can see, we put your name down there and your Instagram handle if we have it on there. And we would love to have you be a part of the show. So how that works, usually what we want to see you do is tag us on your Instagram story. It doesn't have to be a post. But if you can just tag us on your story with a sneaker pick, whether it's on foot or not, and just hashtag Heat this week and tag us at Front Page Shoes, we will compile those between now and the next time we have an episode, and we will include you in that segment. So, yeah, that's about it for Heat this week. But yeah, Aaron, did we have new releases that we wanted to go over, or should we just move on to the conversation here with Andy?
Yeah, let's just move on. I mean, I was just gonna pull up a couple. We have some like Air Maxes releasing, and then the Air Max pennies are supposed to release this Saturday, but it's kind of a dry week in sneakers aside from that. So I think we should just move into the conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna put in a quick plug though. If nobody's going for those bleached coral Jordan 1 lows tomorrow,
Okay, those are fire. I love those.
That's a solid shoe. If you
That
look,
suede. Ooh.
the suede looks fantastic, and then if you look closely at that leather, like that cracked leather, it's gonna, like, people are gonna be very surprised when they get those in hand. And I hope that I'm one of those people.
I'm there with you.
10.5 if nobody's going for them. If you are, then I wish you luck. May the force be with you. But yeah, we'll just move right in. Oh yeah,
I did hit on those Jordan 1 lows today. Just kind of
Marines or whatever they were.
Yeah, those are. I've heard the leather on those is crazy, and so everyone's like posting, everyone's posting their early pairs. So I'm excited for the leather on those. Andy, fun fact: I don't wear Jordans, and so this is actually going to be my first pair of Jordans in a long time. I haven't worn Jordans in forever. Carlos, maybe since we started like 2 years ago, I stopped wearing Jordans. But
yeah, you I don't think I've ever seen you wear a pair of Jordans since I've known you. So that's been a while for sure.
But the Jordan 1 lows are fire, so I'm excited to get those.
Good.
Okay. Shout out to Michael in the comments. If anybody's watching, it looks like about 8 people are watching right now, and we appreciate, I might be one of them, so we might have only 7 people watching, but we appreciate all 7 of you. So if you are in the comments right now, please comment something. Let us know that you're here. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Say what's up to Andy, all of the above. But yes, we will just move right into the conversation. So Andy, we really didn't give you a ton of time to like introduce yourself at the top of the show, but now's your chance. If you can give us a quick blurb of who you are, where you're from, and then we've got some questions for you, man.
Sounds good. So yeah, like you guys said earlier, I'm Andy. Andy Dutton, go by AD Sneaks on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time, looking at shoes, posting shoes. Been doing sneaker stuff on and off for I don't know how many years. It's hard to keep track because shoes come, shoes go. It's just, the life of a sneakerhead. You just keep them coming. I'm also a middle school teacher. Really love doing that. And currently I'm living in Utah.
Okay. Awesome. I like how you just gave us kind of the tip of the iceberg there. We've got so much more to talk about, but like we said before, man, super happy to have you on the show. I think as we look back on previous live shows that we've done, we've had some amazing guests, and it's super cool to be able to get this season started again with a guest that we're very excited to talk to, because you bring so much more to the table than just sneakers. So I think that's mostly what I'm excited to talk more about tonight. Obviously we want to see sneakers, we want to talk sneakers.
Absolutely.
But there's more to it than that for you. So along those lines, like you mentioned, you're a middle school teacher. So we wanted to hit on that. For those who don't know, if you're on Instagram and you're scrolling through reels and you see a bunch of stuff on sneakers, you've probably seen this man before, because his reels they go crazy. They get tons and tons of views and tons of likes and comments. So props to you for creating content that is like just viral worthy. Your content is fantastic. So if anybody out there is wondering how to make more attractive content that keeps people coming back, this is somebody that you need to be following. But I'm pretty certain that I saw you probably, I don't know, when was that first reel that you put out, like Teacher Sneakers Part 1?
Oh, when
did you put that out?
That one was let's see, That was during the school year. So I want to say that was probably in like October, maybe of last year, October, November of last year is when I put that one out. Cause
Okay.
like I saw, like I've seen those like on TikTok and like on Instagram, like teachers post and stuff. I'm like, okay. And then it's like, they start high and then it's like, okay, there's some like generic Air Maxes. It's like, oh, they're wearing Monarchs. It's like, okay. Like I need to like step it up a little bit. So I was like, okay, what 10 pairs? I think I did 10 pairs. I don't know how many pairs I did. I think I did 10 pairs and I was just like, okay, I gotta like just nail it. Like all 10 of them just like up there. So threw that out. Wasn't expecting anything from that video, but it just took off. So that was fun to see.
It definitely did. It took off for sure. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the Monarch. We got Ryan. That's Monster. He's in the comments, but I wear my Monarchs maybe 2-3 times a week if I'm being completely honest. So there will be zero Monarch slander here on the Front Page Shoes live show. But yeah, so that reel, I'm rather certain I saw that reel a long time ago. Sounds like 7 or 8 months ago when you put it out. And I swear I saw it because I remember distinctly you were wearing some heat on your feet, but then like you'd give this wave like every time you walk in the room.
It's like the 90s sitcom. It's like, hey,
yes,
hey, you know?
Exactly. So I saw that reel, and then when we found out that we were going to be having you on the show, I was excited to look back at that and realize that, hey, this is that guy I saw a long time ago. So we want to talk to you a little bit about teaching. Like we realize that, you know, you're in a professional setting, but you still bring your sneakers to work and you wear them every day. We just like, what does that do for you as a teacher? Does that help you connect with the students a little bit more? Kind of tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, growing up as a kid, like, I mean, I just remember it was always difficult for me as a kid to connect to my sneakers or to my teachers because they're just professional, like always professional, like they do their job and it's just like they're very good at their job, but there's no like relatability. And like I had a few teachers growing up that like they kind of let down their guard after like they established, you know, their presence in the classroom a little bit, and you get to know them as a person, and then like I trusted them a little bit more. I was more willing to do like what they asked. It's like, oh, I really like this teacher. Like they're a real person. I can connect with them. So like I don't just wear my sneakers to school to like just solely to connect with sneakers. Like that's something that I love. Like that's part of me. And like all over inside my classroom too. Like I got posters like all over the place. Like I got like sneaker art that some of my kids have drawn in class, or like posters that I've made of sneaker stuff. Like it's all me. I don't have like those, you know, corny inspirational posters that have some like generic picture posted with it, right? So like I just try to be me in my classroom, and I found that as I do that, especially with like sneaker stuff, like kids that normally you would see like having a hard time in some classes, like they come to my class, they look forward to coming. It's like, oh, what's Mr. Dutton wearing today? Like, got to see what he's wearing on his feet. Like, and then like we can talk a little bit like during class, before, after class about stuff. So just it helps like establish those relationships and those connections with students. And I feel like that's such a big part to like getting a kid to like want to learn in your class, is just developing trust and developing like a positive relationship with them.
That's
fantastic.
Yeah. How many school days are in a school year?
That's a
Like
great
180?
question. I something like that. I know it's we start like middle of August, get out at end of May, and you know, I try not to count.
So my follow-up question to that is, if you had to, would you be able to wear a different pair of shoes for every single day of the school year?
It's close.
It's close. Okay.
But not like, I don't know. Like I should try that one of these years and just like cycle through them and see how many, because I haven't counted in months. And like I said, pairs come in, pairs go out, and like, I mean, you can see some blank spots back here behind me because I'm constantly like shuffling stuff around trying to figure out where to fit it all. I should try that. That would be a good thing to try.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you can make some cool content on that too. Maybe like a time lapse type of video to go through every single shoe you wore for the school year or something.
That would be good.
See if you repeat any. That'd be wild.
What's the shoe that gets the most reaction from your students? Like when you wear it, you know the students are gonna go crazy.
Like anything, like, because kids know all the hype stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
they know the off-whites, they know the unions, all of that good stuff. So anytime I wear something like that, or like the Travis Scotts, they're like, oh my gosh, like they
Yeah.
lose their minds.
What's
That's
this? What's
awesome.
the shoe on the opposite end? What's the shoe that you find yourself like explaining the most to students? Like maybe they don't know, like these are fire,
Uh,
like these are heat. What's the shoe that you wear that they're like, what are those?
yeah, anytime I wear like New Balance to school, they're like, oh,
Uh,
Dutton, bringing the grilling shoes to school. It's like, okay, did you mow your lawn in those? Like I never hear the end of it. So like New Balance, I'm like, guys, come on. Like you'll know one day. You'll get to my age and be like, oh wow, Mr. Dutton brought the heat with those New Balance. But then the
yeah.
one that they like know and they just hate are like Jordan 2s, man. Like they hate Jordan 2s. I love
I,
Jordan 2s, but they like I wear those and are like, do you just come from a bowling alley? Like those look like bowling shoes. So it's
uh,
they let me have it with those.
Yeah.
okay, so
You
I
let
have
them.
to ask with the Jordan 2s real fast, because of all the collabs that have come out this year, have you seen any like switch their like, because the
Stance.
Alma Maniers, yeah, their stance on the Jordan 2s, or are they pretty consistent?
I mean, I haven't seen because most of those have come out from the summer, but like I picked up
Oh yeah.
the off-white Jordan 2 lows.
Yeah.
And like I wore those to school and like some kids are like, "Oh, those are Jordan 2s?" I was like, "Yeah, those are Jordan 2s." They're like, okay. Like you could see that they're like they like it, but they don't want to say anything about it because
They're
like
thinking
it's
about
still
it.
a
Yeah.
Jordan 2. Yeah,
They don't want to
That's
admit
funny.
it.
exactly.
That's funny.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever, and I may have been oblivious to it when I was younger, but I don't think I ever had any teachers that were into sneakers. I don't
Yeah.
recall that ever being a thing. So shout out to you and shout out because I know that we have a friend of the show. His name is Travis. He just got married this last weekend, actually. Um, he's a teacher and he has a pretty good shoe collection. He's newer to it, but he's stacked up over the last 2 years, and his students are always looking at his feet and things of that nature. So yeah, shout out to all the teachers who are wearing some heat on their feet.
It always felt like only the coaches would have heat, right? Like it always feel
Right.
like the coaches, like the basketball coaches had on like some Jordans, at least in my schools. Hey, this is
And
a
my
good question
basketball
from
coach didn't
Michael.
wear much, so
Here's a good question for you. Do you incorporate anything from sneaker culture into your lessons? For
oh
example, like
yes.
how to not do good quality work, like a Yeezy would probably be like a
Oh
C
my
minus.
gosh. Here we
Ouch.
Um,
go.
but yeah, go ahead, Andy. What do you think?
So yeah, I do that. I do that all the time. I mean, because again, like the relatability factor. So I teach a couple classes of like graphic design and like digital media classes, just to help kids kind of get the base of like some of the Adobe products like Photoshop and Illustrator. So this last year, I developed some templates for my kids to mess around with in Illustrator, some of their favorite shoes. So like I'll have a Jordan 1 up there. I'll have like some Vans, some Chuck Taylors. I'll have some Yeezys. Just got to cover the whole spectrum. Um, and I let kids like customize it. So I'll show them how to do like different textures, layers, and like how to add different things. I'm like, make your dream shoe. And
That's
it's a
dope.
fun way of like seeing kids like creativity, and some kids like they go like all at it, and some of the designs that they do are incredible. I think I shared some of them on my Instagram uh earlier this last school year, and like there's this one that was like this kid made a Jordan 4 and like he put a swoosh on it, and it's like right underneath like where the cage comes up on the side, like he put a little swoosh right there. I'm like, that fits perfectly, like Jordan brand should do that. That's amazing.
That's
That's
awesome.
So
dope.
it's fun to see kids creativity that way. So yeah, I incorporate that stuff as much as I can because kids like it and I like it. So like if they see their teacher excited about it, usually they're going to be excited about it as well.
That's dope. I think you could probably teach a lesson on like plagiarism and like use Warren Lotus as an example. Um,
Absolutely.
there's a ton. I mean, you could go all day with that stuff. That's fantastic. Um, do you have any students who have heat? Like, do you have any
Yeah.
students who are like buying shoes just to like bring them in and show them to you?
Oh, absolutely. And it's fun too because like, first day of school comes every school year and every kid's wearing like, the new clothes mom and dad got them and like whatever their fresh pair of kicks are, and you can tell the kids that like it. And there's some kids that they like, I don't know where they're getting the money from. Like mom and dad must be super rich buying them all these shoes, because like I never had that growing up. But yeah, there's a lot of kids that have stuff, and then like I'll even get kids that come in like before school or like during lunch who are like, "Yo, Dutton, I hit on these on sneakers, like check them out." And I'm like, "Hey, you know." So it's fun to like see kids that I don't even have in class just like come in, because they know it's like, "Oh, Mr. Dutton, he's the sneaker teacher, like he likes that stuff." So I can go talk to him about that. So
That's
it's
awesome.
cool.
That's super
I just
cool.
want to say that is super cool, because being a sneakerhead is such like a niche thing, you know, like I feel like it's not something that people like, you have to kind of know to know, right? Like it's
Right.
not, I don't know, like people know shoes, but being a sneakerhead is like different. Like, you know, getting up early and getting on the sneakers app, or like following release dates and stuff like that. Like it's a very niche thing. So I think for kids that are excited about it, that's super cool, man, because I wish I would have had a teacher that um I could have gone and talked to, like, oh, did you, obviously releases weren't as often back then, but
Right.
it'd be cool to be like, oh, do you see what's coming out next week? Like, are you gonna get those? That's cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to talk to kids about that kind of stuff.
So you mentioned that you didn't have a lot of this stuff when you were younger. So we kind of wanted to take a walk back down memory lane with Andy and find out a little bit more about where you started with sneakers. You posted recently about the Jordan 2. I think
Mm-hmm.
you were posting pictures of the Ama Maniere Jordan 2s, and I think you were wearing a Kobe jersey, a Kobe high school jersey, which is
Mm-hmm.
just an awesome combination of shoes and a jersey. But you mentioned how much the Jordan 2 meant to you. Do you want to kind of expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So, I grew up in Idaho, so little place called Pocatello, if anyone knows where that's at. Not super big, kind of, you know, in a bubble when it comes to like other things that happen around the world. And so, like growing up, like my access to sneakers was this small ghetto Foot Locker in our nasty little mall that we had there. That, I mean, it was just struggling to keep up with anything. So like there really wasn't anything that like showed up there. And then the other exposure I had was East Bay catalogs. I'm sure you guys remember the good old days of East Bay catalogs. Like that
Mhm.
that was it, man. Like I would flip through those, and you know, sometimes I'd cut out pairs that my parents obviously couldn't afford, so I'd just keep them and have like little like pictures of like shoes on my little like tack board that I had in my room. But yeah, uh, so I didn't have access to a lot of like signature Jordan shoes or like signature shoes of any like basketball player at the time. Uh, but my senior year, I went into our Foot Locker that we had at the mall, getting some shoes ready for that basketball season, and they had some pairs of Jordan 2s sitting there on the walls, and I was like, okay, like this isn't normal. Like that was the first like close up experience that I had with like a Jordan signature shoe, and it was like it was super special to me. Like I know people dog on the Jordan 2. Like yes, there's more aesthetically pleasing Jordan models that are out there, I'll be honest, but that one's like significant to me because it was like that was the first one that I was like actually able to hold and like use, and like I don't know, like back in the day, like I don't know, Jordan 2s like they're an underrated hooping shoe. I'm not gonna lie. Like that full length air unit that's in there in the sole. Like I love playing in those. So I played in those all white ones that you see there, the lows.
Yeah,
They had a
zoom in on that. Zoom in on that, Aaron, if you can.
yeah, they had a yellow wings logo on the tongue. And oh man. Yeah, they had a yellow wings logo on the tongue, and then I played in the high top black and silver ones for away games. So
That's being weird.
yeah,
That's all
but
good.
yeah, I mean, twos were special to me. So like, I was always a fan of like Jordan shoes. Like, there was a couple players at my high school that like I always looked up to, and like one guy, like one year, this guy had a pair of the Columbia Jordan 11s, and I was like, how do you get those? Like, I didn't know how to get those things, right? And like, I think I was maybe like a freshman and he was a senior rocking those things. So I was like, wow, that's incredible. Like seeing people wear those, like I want to be like that one day. Like I want to be able to wear like some signature J's on the court. And so that's why like twos are special, because that was the first signature Jordan model that I was ever able to get.
You know what's crazy? Just really quick to interject is like when people talk about the twos and like the origin of the two was like it was supposed to be this luxury sneaker, you know, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like it was like designed and made in Italy, and it was supposed to be this like, and yet people like have the opposite opinion of it, which is kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, like they dog on it, and you know, I think it was unique because like there's not like a ton of like crazy branding on it, like on the side. Like the branding's very subtle. The Wings
Yeah.
logo on the tongue is like that's the coolest detail. Like I know we get the Wings logo on the Jordan 1, but that Wings logo on the tongue, like big like that, and like just the depth that it gives, like with the plastic piece there on the tongue, I think that's like an underrated feature that a lot of people just like forget about when they think of the Jordan 2s.
I might be a hot take, but I mean, if everybody already hates the 2s, I guess it doesn't much matter. But I think I like the 2 lows better than I like the highs. I don't know what it is. I think there's just so much blank space on that silhouette, and that's kind of what you're talking about. It's very simple.
Yeah.
There's not a ton going on that shoe, which I think is what people probably didn't like about it. But when you take that silhouette and you chop it off at the ankle and it becomes a low, I think it's more cohesive. I think that blank space isn't as evident on the 2 low, and that could be why I like them more. But I got love for the 2, man. I got no problems with it. I think it's I don't know, people. It's just kind of become popular to not like them.
Mm-hmm.
Like how people dislike the word moist. I don't think there are tons of people who actually dislike that word. It's just become kind of fun to not like that word. So I'm not
Like
exactly
mids.
sure. Huh?
Like Jordan 1 mids. Like it's
Yeah,
like the
like
cool thing
mids.
to not like Jordan 1 mids.
Like the Old Love New Love pack is not the coolest Jordan 1 pack maybe ever. Like, come on now. That's a mid. People
Yeah, mids are okay. Like I'm not like a hater, but like I just like the little thing that bothers me about it is just the Jumpman logo on the tongue. Like that, it just shouldn't be there. Like it needs to be Nike Air. Like just that little detail is what bugs me.
For sure. That's understandable. Okay, so you got some exposure to some Jordan 2s in the mall there in Pocatello. You wore them during you said your freshman year of high school?
It was my senior year.
Senior year. Okay. So after high school then, how do you continue on with sneakers after high school?
So after high school, you know, broke is a joke because you're living on your own. And so again, went back to admiring from afar because, you know, you go to school, poor college student, you can't like, you just look at those things and you dream because that's all you can really think of. And then when I graduated, I think it was like 1 year into my teaching career when like, I mean, making money, like teacher money is not great money, but like when I started coming into money that wasn't like poor college student job, I treated myself to like my first pair that like started getting me back into, you know, the sneaker stuff.
What was that pair?
It was here, I'll grab them real quick.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this specific pair, but it was this colorway that like, so I saw these in high school. Laney Jordan 5s. The pair that I saw in high school was against a team that was in our district, and I wasn't playing against him at the time. I was just watching, and he had a pair of 2000 Laneys, like the first year that they came out. Beautiful shoe, and then like colors just stood out. Like I was in the stands and then on the court seeing this kid wear those. I'm like, those are amazing. Like the clear sole, like that was something I'd never seen before. So I saw those and I didn't even know what they were called. And then, you know, after high school and stuff, I scoured the internet. I'm like, white, red, or white, yellow, and blue Jordan shoe. Like I didn't even know what the number was at the time either. So like, and I found them. I was like, okay, those are it. And then I was just scouring through like eBay listings, and that's back in the day when eBay was, you know, everyone's selling fake crappy shoes on eBay. They didn't have the authenticity guarantee. So I was looking through, I was like, are those real? Like I was trying to like be very careful with the shoes that I got. So I picked these up on eBay, and the guy said that like there was some cracking and stuff. He had some like paint chips and stuff on the sole, and he redid like the whole midsole and everything, and they turned out great. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'll grab those. And got them. I don't remember how much I paid for them. Probably didn't even care at the time. But this was the shoe that got me started back into collecting sneakers.
That's awesome. Yeah, my daughter's middle name is Elaine, and we thought that at some point maybe she'd go by Lainey for short.
Yeah.
And so I've had my eye on some Laneys, whether they're 5s or 14s. Laney 14s are actually pretty clean too.
Yes.
So I imagine that sometime in the future I'll be getting some Laney colorways of some sort.
Absolutely.
Well,
Awesome.
what are some, maybe grab a couple pairs from your collection that have some meaning or value to them, and
Sure. Let's see. Like that's a tough one. Like I mean, they're all meaningful, right?
Yeah.
Look at all of those
Let's see.
shoes.
I know.
There's
That's
so
what my
many
wife
of them.
says, but not
That's
until
what
Yeah,
my
I
how
wife
does
tell her.
she? We're all married. We're all married here. What is your wife? Where does she stand on the shoe thing?
So she likes them,
Okay.
but she likes it when she doesn't have to look at it. So that's why I'm down here in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's tolerant. She likes it when I get her pairs of shoes and stuff like that. But you know, it's yeah, she's not the biggest fan of the whole idea of like collecting and doing all that stuff. Okay,
I
let's
think
see. Okay.
all our wives are probably in the same boat. Like Taylor, recently I've been able to get her into like dunks a little bit, but she likes when I buy her shoes, but she doesn't like seeing them all.
Yeah, like that's how my wife is. Like she's like, oh, another package coming in the mail, huh? I'm like,
Yep. Oh my gosh, I've heard that so much. My wife, where'd
Oh
that box
man.
come from, or what's in that box?
My wife is she's just completely stopped telling me that something has come in the mail. Like if it gets there and I figured I'm supposed to get something in the mail today, but she doesn't even tell me. Like I have to go find it somewhere.
Right.
He's
No,
over
that's
it.
funny. I've had like during the school year, sometimes I'll have pairs delivered to my school just so it's like I can avoid that kind of conversation. Like I don't do it in secret, but it's just
Right.
like because every time a box comes, she's like, oh, another box came for you. Like the eye roll. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar
sure.
with those eye rolls.
Yeah. All of our wives sound like they're on the same boat, the tolerance boat, with their eyes rolled back in their heads. But it looks like you grabbed a few pairs, man. Yeah, take us through what you grabbed.
So we'll talk about a couple of them here. So we'll first showcase the Off-White Jordan 2 lows. These are gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. They're heavier than I thought they would be, but I mean the whole process that they went through to get the like midsole cracking look that they had on the pair that they scan in the vaults, like that's the coolest detail I think out of all of the shoes that Virgil did. I think this is the coolest detail that he incorporated, because it's just like he captured the pair that's in the vaults there, and he captured it and made it wearable, like the cracking and everything. And I think that's fantastic. Just the details on these are insane. And the reason I love these so much, obviously, because me and Jordan 2s, but so I paid resale for those. It was like the end of October. I got a low bid that got accepted on StockX, and like seller shipped it and everything like that. And then a few weeks later, Virgil passed away, and all Off-White stuff just through the roof.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate to get these for a decent price before his unfortunate passing. So that was a blessing for sure to get those, because I don't even know what these are at now. They're like stupid. They're over 1,000 now, I think, in most pairs, in most sizes. It's absurd now. So yeah, I love those. Like those ones I don't wear very much anymore, just because of like the significance behind them for me. So those are like my special situation shoe. I'll bust those out and wear those. Other pair that I really love, got some old Concords. So not the 45 on the back. We got the 23 on the back. These are the
Beautiful.
2011 pair, and I love, like, most people are like, oh, I got to keep the soles icy. It's like I love when these like age just naturally. Like just let the shoe do its thing. And I love the way that looks on these things when these things age. Like, yeah, maybe one day that that foam will start coming apart and everything like that. But I like these better than was it 2018 when the other ones came out, the 45 on the back,
I think so.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, around there.
the lower cut patent leather is just way better, I think, than the ones that they've done recently with the highs. So yeah, this pair, like this was another pair that I saw like someone playing back in the day in high school. I was like, I got to get those one day, and so just love those.
Jordan
Let's
11s
see,
always look so cool on the court. Like they
they
just had
do.
they were like high, they had the ankle support, but they just looked cool on the court.
They look so like classy, but like just fire. And like I love like, so I was reading a little bit too about like it's like why did they do patent leather? Like obviously it's an aesthetic thing, but they also did it because it's like there's more support. So when you're doing like lateral movement, it was supposed to keep like the foot more in place. So that plus like the carbon fiber on the bottom was supposed to just keep your foot like secure, not a lot of like twisting and moving and stuff like that. So yeah,
That
love.
shoe was so far ahead of its time. I think that like
Oh yeah,
just those two details that you shared right there with the patent leather and the carbon fiber, like I don't think any shoe around that time was created in that way. And even if you look at the 12, the following
yeah,
shoe wasn't even that. It didn't seem like it was that like thought out. You know what I mean?
right.
It just seemed like it was like 10 years ahead of its time.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's the timelessness of like Jordan sneakers, right? Like this is a shoe that like people still hoop in today. And like when did that shoe come out? Like in the 90s? Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
At least 25 of us wore them to
Yeah,
prom.
I remember those.
Aaron, do you remember Valley High School? His name was Hank Thorne. Does that name
Yeah.
ring a bell to you?
Yeah.
I remember seeing him. I played at a different high school in Vegas, but I remember seeing Hank Thorne play in the Mars 4s on the court, and that was a clean looking shoe on the court as well.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What else did you grab?
So we'll go another pair of 11s. I know like these came out last year, the cool grays.
Classic though.
But yeah, classic. Like I mean, a non-OG colorway. It's so clean. But the reason these ones are special, so like kind of bringing it back to that reel that you talked about there, Carlos. When that one went nuts, Jordan Brand actually DM'd me on Instagram, and I was like, handshaking, was like, "Is this real? You know, like what the heck is this?" So they're like, "We appreciate what you do as a teacher in the classroom, and as well as the kit game. So we would love to send you a gift on us." And I was like, "Okay." So I get a box in the mail, and these are in that box, and I was just like,
okay,
this is amazing. Like I was completely like awestruck in that moment. And like
that's
I know
fantastic.
people like it's a Jordan 11, it's a cool gray 11, people like them or hate them, whatever, but like again, it's like it's the story. It's that like I will tell that to like my grandkids one day. You know, it's like this pair, like even if it's crumbling and dying, I will never get rid of this pair of shoes ever, just for that specific reason. So that
Yeah.
was like the coolest, like one of the coolest experiences that I've ever had with sneakers was that.
I think you could probably stretch the story by the time you're talking to your grandkids, and you could tell them that Jordan sent those to you himself.
Like
Yeah.
MJ, the man himself.
He hand delivered them to me, and
he knocked on my door, and there was all 6'6" of him standing there, holding those in his hands.
And he was like glowing.
He was like,
he did the famous dunk for me outside, you know, like.
dang.
Yeah. So that one's a special pair.
That's awesome.
Just because of that. So.
Oh man.
And then let's see, I got a few other ones here I'll showcase. So these ones, I mean, nothing like super crazy special around. These are off-white dunks, right? Lot 8 of 50. I like these ones because like I took these to school and I asked like my students, I was like, I want to customize these. What do you guys think I should do with these? And got some input from some kids, and like I was showing like color designs and stuff that I'd mocked up. And so this one, it was fun because like I got to like interact with some of my kids and like help like let them kind of help pick out what I wanted to do with this a little bit. So and then like while kids were working on their designs in class, like on some projects that they were working on, like I was sitting there at my desk, like, you know, working on the swoosh on these, getting these painted and ready to go too. So that one's a fun one, just connecting with the kids that way.
That's awesome.
Did you hit on
then,
sneakers?
No, I was so
Uh,
mad because there was so many opportunities, and I was like,
yeah.
man, like screw that app. Like I can't hit on that thing to save my life.
We
And
had
like
50 chances.
I know. So like I'd have students come in and like, hey, I hit on the off-white dunks. I've had friends like, yo, I hit on the off-white dunks. It's like, that's great. And like inside I'm just like crying, you know, it's like
Yeah.
I
That
need to
was one
get
of those
some.
that was one of those shaking moments for me because everyone's like checking their sneakers app constantly, like, oh, am I gonna get exclusive access? Am I gonna get exclusive access? And I legit like this is back when they could sit on your phone for 30 minutes and like they wouldn't sell out. So like I
Right.
remember I was in a work meeting and I get out of this work meeting and I text like the group and I'm like, guys, I got exclusive access to the off-white dunks. And they like didn't believe me. Like they're like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, no, guys, seriously, like I don't know how, but I hit lot 4 because it didn't tell you. It was just like, oh, the
No,
off-white,
it's
and
just
then you got
random.
whatever lot you got. But yeah, I remember my hand was shaking. Like I was like trying to pay using Apple Pay and like my hand was shaking. I'm like, oh shoot, I actually
Trying to
got
get
these.
Face ID to work.
Yeah.
It doesn't recognize your face because your hand
I'm
is
like,
shaking.
oh my gosh, I hit on the lot.
That's funny. So yeah, you don't know what lot you get until they showed up, right?
Yeah, that was how it worked.
That's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah, that custom looks cool. I saw when you held them up, I was like, I don't remember a blue swoosh, but that would explain it. You got some help from the kids. That's dope.
Yeah, I got a little Angelus paint on there and did some lace swaps, so nothing crazy. I've had some ideas of some other stuff I want to try with it, but like I also don't want to mess them up and they're like, you know.
Yeah,
So I might just keep it the way it is.
for
So
sure.
and last pair that I got here that I'll show you guys. I mean, I could show you every single one and tell you stuff about them, but you know, last pair. This one is a custom shoe. So this is a Jordan 1. So this is one that we work. So I'm a member of Soul Savvy. I don't know if you can see that little moniker right there
Okay, cool.
on the back. So Soul Savvy's a company that's been around for a few years, sneaker group that helps people get shoes for retail. Just a great community in general. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was like right before COVID or during COVID. These were getting produced, and so the community was a little bit smaller at that time. So like the members, like the owners of the company, were like, let's design a community shoe. Let's all have some input. So
Oh
we
wow.
all would like, back and forth with our ideas. I would like help with like mocking up some of the ideas too, because it's some of my graphic design background. And so it was fun to like create those mock-ups and then like from those mock-ups get like the actual physical shoe from those two. And I mean, this thing is like probably the nicest quality shoe that I own. It was done through Garrickson Studios based out of Philadelphia. I don't know if you guys heard of those.
Yeah, yeah.
They do a lot of great like custom footwear for clients and stuff. They've had lots of like celebrity clients and things like that doing all sorts of things. But yeah, so like what we did is like the Soul Savvy, the people headed up at Soul Savvy, we found, I can't remember, it was a pair of lows, like Jordan 1 lows that we got the sole from, and they, ripped the top part off, and then like everything else on here is like hand like made and everything. So I mean, you got like suede here in the back. The green is all suede. The leather's like thick and plush. You got the union like stitching and stuff like that. And you got like the rookie of the year tab, so they're not like attached or anything like that. Like custom like tongue tag.
Dang.
And then you got like it on the back there too. So they only made 325 of these. And I mean, sock liner on the inside is just like, it's like nicer than my wife's purse, like it's just like it's soft and plush, man. Like, and then they gave us, I don't know if these guys are still in business, but they gave us like those boost insoles that are in there to go with it, because Jordan 1s aren't the most comfortable thing to wear all the time, but those boost insoles make them like perfect. So
That's awesome.
Dang. That is super. Those are dope. Those are super dope. I like those a lot.
yeah, the colors, like everything on it, like it's just like there's a big thing that you see like on Instagram, all those people that like hand make shoes and stuff like that, and like I've never seen any of them until like we got these in hand, and like I'm impressed with like the craftsmanship on that kind of stuff, because it's just like handmade. Like there's something just to be said about like a few people working on one shoe versus like Jordan Brand and their factories just mass producing, just cranking those things out. It's just crazy to see the the artistic ability that people have with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't think I have the patience or
No.
the eye for it. I think I appreciate when I see that kind of work, like all those details, like that small swoosh near the front on the toe,
Hmm. Yeah.
the way that the swoosh on the side is disconnected there for when it changes from black to green. There's that little chop there. Like those are just really small details that those are the kinds of things that I like in a shoe. Just
Hmm.
really small. They're not like the biggest, loudest part of the shoe, but yeah, that's an awesome. And then the story behind it, man. That's what I was telling you, man. Like we like to see shoes, and obviously shoes are great, but I'm more of a fan of the story behind the shoe. So every single one of those shoes that you just showed had a story behind them, and that's awesome. I think that is what keeps sneakers relevant to me, is that I don't want to just buy just to have the
Right.
shoe. Like it's always it's nicer to have a shoe for a specific reason, right? So I think that's awesome. Thank you for sharing all of those for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I think that's like that's what the culture is, right? Like the culture is not just buying shoes to collect a mass, you know, collection of shoes. It's the significance behind like the shoe. And that's like something I'm a big proponent of is like someone may hate a shoe, but if you hate it doesn't mean like everybody has to hate a shoe. Like that shoe could be super significant to somebody for some reason in their life, and that's why they gravitate towards those, and that's why they hold on to those. And those stories are the things like you said, those are like that's the cool stuff. Like that's the good stuff when it comes to the sneaker community.
Yeah, I always
Most
hate when I
definitely.
see like posts and like someone's asking for a shoe or talking about a shoe and someone will comment like bricks or those are bricks and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm like, dude,
Yep.
that only matters if all you see in shoes is the monetary value, right? Like if all you can do is associate a shoe with how much it's worth, then like you're not truly a sneakerhead, right? Like
Right.
you are like a reseller or a hype beast, whatever it is, which is fine,
Hmm.
right? Everyone has their own lane, but it's not you're not really a sneakerhead because like you said, like sneakerheads just appreciate the shoe, right? It doesn't matter if it's $100 or it resells for 500, 600, $1,000. It's the shoe that's more important in the story behind it as opposed to the what StockX has it going for.
Okay,
All
so I
right,
know
Carlos.
we have a quick game of Jeopardy that we want to get to, but I would be wrong to not make sure that we hit on this topic with you, just because there aren't many people on Instagram that are putting out the quality of content that you are putting out when it comes to your sneaker photography. So we
Thank you.
wanted to hit on that with you a little bit and just kind of ask you what is it, because obviously you have a passion for photography. So my first question is, do you take pictures of things other than shoes? And secondly, um, how has your passion for photography kind of aligned with sneakers, and what does that do for your appreciation for sneakers?
For sure. Yeah. So photography, I've been kind of into that for, since college, really. Like started out with just my iPhone. Like I've always just been fascinated with just capturing like a moment, just like me capturing a moment that like hasn't been captured with like anybody else, or like it's just there's just something cool about like capturing something in still format that's just like there, nothing's gonna change it ever. So in college, like doing that, I got a small little camera when my wife and I started having kids, because I wanted to start taking pictures of like, my kids growing up and things like that. Because that's what my dad did growing up. My dad was big into photography growing up. So that post with the Jordan 2s that we were talking about earlier, that picture, my dad was at all of my games snapping pictures.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So he took that picture. So like him doing that and kind of got me into it a little bit, and then like me having my own family got me into it as well, taking pictures of like my kids and doing things. Also love the outdoors, so my wife and I, we get out a lot, we backpack, we hike, we do all sorts of things. So I love doing like landscape photography too. That was probably where my like real understanding of how a camera works and understanding what the settings can do and stuff like that. That's really where I honed my skills, was probably with landscape photography, getting that figured out, and then kind of snowballing that into sneakers. Like I had coworkers, I had friends, like they're like, "Oh, you have a lot of shoes. Like I'd love to see them all." And it's like, yeah, like, you know, they're not really organized or anything like that. But then it's like, oh, you should just post them on your Instagram. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just make an Instagram account that just shows all my shoes, what I wore that day. And so I first started just taking pictures with my phone, just like, you know, top down like that. I was like, you can't really see the shoe that way. So then I was like, oh, I can just use my camera. And then like I'd set my camera up on a tripod and just like get the shoe that way. I wasn't really focused on anything else other than just capturing like what I was wearing. And then like as that kind of went, like my mind just started like thinking of different things. It's like, okay, that looks good, but like how can I like accent like or like emphasize like this feature of the shoe in a picture? Like I want to be able to show that like when I'm like sharing this with my friends and stuff. So then I try to figure out like different angles and like different like setups and stuff to like figure that out. And you know, from there it's just like I started like I love photography. The thing that was kind of frustrating with photography, like starting a family and like landscape stuff, you can't go do that every day. You can't go out and look at these big, beautiful like scenes every single day and use your camera every single day. So I was like, well, I got sneakers, and then people wanted me to take pictures of sneakers so they see what I have. So like I can use my camera every day and take pictures of my shoes. So I started doing that, and just from there, just like I've wanted to just make it look even better and like just higher quality, just to accent some of the details of these pairs of shoes that I have that I really love. And being able to share that with other people was also an enjoyable factor about it as well, just because they're like, oh, I didn't know about that pair. Or, like that's cool, like seeing that like the way that it looks right here and stuff like that. So it's cool to like the process of capturing it, but it's also cool to like share it with other people just to see like what they think about the shoe based off of like my interpretation of the shoe, which has been pretty fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got to give you props, man, because there are so many accounts out there on Instagram that are posting a lot of the same shoes that you're posting, but the captions are always like a sentence long, or it says like cop or drop, or rock one, stock one, flip one. Like there's like it's just such a cop out way to put content out there. But if any of you who are watching go over to AD Sneaks Instagram and you see his captions, I gave him props for this yesterday when we spoke on the phone. Um, None of his captions are like less than a paragraph long. They all are these stories that we're hearing about. They all have something uh, to read about, and so I think that's awesome that you're not only offering such a cool thing to see and look at, but also something to read, and maybe we're learning more about the sneakers, or maybe we're learning more about you or the story behind the shoe, whatever it is. I think it's cool that you're staying kind of true to your passion of sneakers instead of just like pumping out picture after picture for seemingly no reason. So I mean,
Right.
if you couldn't tell, dude, I'm a fan of what you're putting out on
Thank
Instagram.
you.
So
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun. And like I don't know, like I just feel like you said, like it's you see a lot of sneaker content on Instagram, like it's everywhere. And just like you see some beautiful picture, but it's like, oh, that's a cool picture, like I want to read more about that. And then like you said, it's just that small caption. And so I try to be an open book with that kind of stuff. It's like if people have questions, like I'll try, like Aaron, you've hit me up with stuff too, like questions you've
Yeah.
had. And it's like I love sharing what I know, trying to help other people. And I can't tell you how many times people are like, you've like the way that you do things and the way that you express yourself through that, like it's making me want to get into like photography, and it's making me want to learn how to like do some of those things. And like I never planned like to do any of that stuff. Like I never planned to like impact somebody that way through what I do. I just want to share what I do. And it's cool to see other people like kind of generate their own desire based off of the stuff that I produce. Like it feels good. Like I'm not doing this for like other people, but like I do it because it's what I love, and I love sharing it with other people, and seeing what other people think of it too.
No, man. Yeah, I appreciate all the help you've given. That's one of the things that I've struggled with as I'm primarily like a portrait, like I've done portraits quite heavily. And so product or like sneaker photography hasn't come the easiest for me. And so, but like obviously for what we're trying to do and grow, it's important that that type of content gets put out. And so it's helped a ton, man. Just even that app, I've been able to start taking like the self portraits, and I think it's changed my pictures dramatically just over the last couple weeks. And so um I appreciate it, man. But yeah, like Carlos said, not a lot of people. I'm even trying to start doing that as well. Like put more meaning behind the content and the actual like captions and things like that. I feel like people appreciate it.
For sure. And I feel like, like we kind of touched on earlier, is like there's a lot of like subcultures within sneaker culture, right? And I feel like sometimes sneaker culture can be, kind of gatekeeping, and it's like, oh, you haven't been doing this for long. Like, who are
Yeah.
you, like, saying this stuff, or like, oh, you're a hype beast, or oh, you're a reseller. It's like, like I'm not about like bashing on other people the way they enjoy sneakers. Like, I just try to be inclusive of everybody. Like, if there's someone who doesn't know anything about sneakers, like, and you hit me up in the comment section, like, I'm not going to be like, who are you? Like, you don't know anything about this. Like, I'm going to explain anything that you want me to explain. Like, I want you to get, like, I hope that people can get the same kind of satisfaction out of like sneakers that I do. Cause like, it's such a significant part of like me and my life. And it's cool. It brings me a lot of joy. So I want to share that with others.
That's
Dope.
dope.
All right, man. Well, the time has come.
Ooh.
The time has come.
Stressing.
One of our favorite parts of the show, the Jeopardy.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Awesome. All right. So for those watching, these are the rules. Each person will have an opportunity to select a category and a point and a point amount. They'll have 60 seconds to answer the question. If they don't answer within that time, it automatically gets passed on to the other person. Or if they get the question wrong, the other person automatically gets a chance to steal those points. Andy, because you are our guest, you have the privilege of going first. The 3 categories, and I'll explain them really quickly. Jordan 1s. This is as broad as they can get. Anything Jordan 1s is in this category. Current events, just sneaker news, things that have happened in sneaker culture recently, and a family affair has our questions based around kids, fathers, things designed by kids, the naming of shoes that has to tie in with family. So there's 4 questions in each category. Andy, you're up.
Let's start it off with current events for 100.
All right, current events for 100. Prada recently teased a 5th colorway of their Air Max 1 series. Name or describe all 5 colors.
Okay, so first one was the Monarch, so the orange one. I like that one the best because it's got the right toe box on it. I don't know if you guys have seen the difference between those and the other ones. That one's got the right toe box. Second one was the Aqua Noise, I think is what that one was, the blue ones. I don't remember which one came third. I think it was the maroon pair. I don't remember the exact colorway of that one, but it was the maroon one. And then the black pair that has kind of like the shiny like wave part across the toe. And then the one that was teased was an all white pair. And that pair, like, I hope they release that because I would love to turn that one into some anniversary reds because I think that would look amazing.
Awesome, man. Cool. Yeah, this is
It was white and gray. It was white and gray. It wasn't all white.
Close enough, Carlos. Close
Okay.
enough.
Well, if my answers are close enough, I want my points.
You'll get it. If your answers are close enough, you'll get it. Yeah, white and gray, the gray toe box. But yeah, the maroon, the aqua/blue colorway, the orange, the black, and then the white and gray. You're up on the board.
There we go.
All right, Carlos.
Okay. I am gonna go for Jordan 1's 200.
Wow, Jordan 1's 200.
Jumping up.
I'm not. I have no reason. I have no like. My approach is not. Yeah, I'm just swinging for the fences. Let's go.
All right. Jordan 1 band colorway, also known as the bread or black and red, got their band name from the fact that league rules at the time stated that a player's shoe had to be at least 51% blank, also known as the 51% rule. Fill in the blank.
Okay. Band colorway, also known as bread. I would assume it's black. 51% black.
Final guess?
That is my final guess.
Okay, that is incorrect. Andy, you want to?
Ooh,
Want
yeah.
to
I mean,
take
I'll
a
try
stab
to
at it?
steal. 51%. Is it? It's one word. 51% white. I don't know.
Final answer?
Sure.
Dude, if it's white.
That is correct.
Oh,
51% white. Oh,
wow.
man.
That was a
All right,
guess.
Andy's up. Andy's up. Andy, and it's your turn again.
Oh, I'm gonna lose.
Okay, we're gonna go for Jordan 1s for 100.
All right, Carlos, you would have done really good on this one. Name
Great.
at least 2 of the Nike SB and Jordan 1 collaborations.
Okay, so there's well, I mean these ones are kind of the same pack. There's the New York City to Paris ones that have the gray that scratch off gets the pink, and then there was the LA to Chicago's. We'll just count that as one. That counts as one. Other ones that I really liked too were the Costin lows. So the blue ones that had like the little jump man like on the top of the
Yeah.
toe embroidered. Those ones were fire.
You got it, sir. Yeah, they had the Eric Costins, the Eric Costin low UNCs, the LA to Chicago, New York City to Paris, the Lance Mountain, and Nike SB, and then the AJ1 SB.
Were
All
the
right.
Which ones were the Nigel Sylvester ones?
I think those were
Were those
just
a SB? Those were just a
yeah.
Jordan 1, weren't they?
I think those are just
Okay.
Jordan 1.
That's
All
right.
right, Carlos, you got some catching up to do, man.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it. I have no. Yeah. I'm just gonna go for it. Jordan 1s for 400.
Oh boy.
Oof.
I've got to tie this up.
All right. The first ever Jordan 1 collab was actually a mid in 2008. With which brand did Jordan collaborate?
Oh no. Who would he
30
have,
seconds on the clock.
Who would he have collaborated with first? First ever Jordan 1 collab was actually a mid in 2008. I'm gonna get roasted for not knowing this. Oh my gosh.
All right, time's up.
I got nothing. I have no
You
idea.
got nothing? No guesses? Andy, you got any guesses?
Trying to think like who was relevant in 2008. Like,
Yeah, that's I couldn't. That was my junior year of high school. I guess my senior year of high school.
oh man. Yeah, I can't. I got no guesses.
All
If
right.
it's Nike SB, I'm gonna be pissed. I should have said it.
It is not. It's actually Levi.
Oh, that's
Really?
right.
Okay.
I forgot about
Jordan
that
1
shoe.
Levi. Yep. Jordan 1 mid Levi's first Jordan collaboration.
Wow.
All right. Andy, you're up.
Dang.
We'll try a new category. We'll go family affair for 100.
Family affair for 100. What is the official model of the New Balance dad shoe?
Oh man, I saw this the other day, like on Father's Day. There was like some bracket that I saw on
Yeah.
Instagram. Gosh dang it. It's like a 660 or something like that. That's my guess. Like I can't remember.
Okay, that's incorrect. Carlos, do you want to steal?
I don't know the answer to this, so it's really just going to be a wild guess. I'll go 750 just for fun.
750. The New Balance 624.
624.
And then the 608 looks pretty much like it, but
Does the
not
608 come with grass stains on it from mowing the lawn?
yeah.
You're describing my exact pair of Monarchs.
Awesome. All right, Carlos, you're up.
Let's go Jordan 1's 300.
We're just gonna clean out that category.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before their famous blue and black Jordan 1 collaborations, Union collaborated with Jordan on another Jordan 1. Name or describe the colorway.
Before the blue and black one?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it? Didn't the blue and black one come out at the same time as another one? Maybe I'm confused. At any rate, I don't know. The blue and black one, I think, came out after the other one. It was like black, and I think it had more red on it than blue, but it was like black and like a light gray and some red accents.
Excluding those. So there's like the predominantly black one, and then there's the predominantly blue one. Sorry, I should have clarified that one. So before those two Jordan 1s, they had another one.
On another Jordan 1.
Mm-hmm. Before those two that are kind of together, that kind of look very similar.
Yeah. It was that black and red pair. Yeah. That black and red, the black and red highs.
That is incorrect. Aaron, did you want to try and steal this?
I'll try. I mean, I can't think of it. I mean, there was I saw a while ago, there was the samples that they never released. There was had the Chicago bottom and the white, the neutral gray upper, but I'll guess those, but those weren't released. So yeah, that's my guess.
All right. So they had the Union LA and Air Jordan 1 gold toe top 3.
Huh.
And these actually released at Complex Con.
I didn't even know those were Union.
Yeah.
Yeah. Union LA and Air Jordan 1 collab. So that was before.
Interesting.
Yep.
Beats me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're patent leather ones is what they look like. So I'm not a big fan of patent leather ones. So.
All right. Carlos, you're still at 0, man. Andy has you.
I know. I told you I'm gonna lose. It's his turn too.
Andy.
Let's go current for 200.
All right, you're gonna get this. Salehi Bembury recently unveiled his latest New Balance collaboration, which is a 990 V2. Name one of the other New Balance shoes Salehi has worked on.
Love Salehi's work with New Balance. Recently picked up his Peace Be the Journey 2002 Rs and love that pair.
Awesome. Yeah. So he did obviously the 574 yurts, his whistle shoes, and then the 2002 R, both was it Water Be the Guide and Peace Be the Journey are both 2002 Rs. And then he worked on a test run projects with New Balance as well, which is like a running shoe. Awesome. All right. Carlos, you're up. You still have Carlos, you're still in it, man. You just have to get a couple questions right.
For sure. I'll go current events 300.
I only laugh because you hate this, or you strongly dislike this individual. Recently, in a public call out, Kanye chastised Adidas for copying his Yeezy slides with the Adilet 55s. Adidas recently announced another model that people are saying slightly copies, in quotation, takes inspiration from Kanye's Foam Runner. What is the name of this model?
So this is an Adidas runner, foam runner type shoe. I think they're what are they called? Those are the Adidas, the tiptoes.
Oh man. All right, your final answer?
The fly steppers, the twinkle toes. I don't know.
All right, Andy.
Yeah,
Want to
I
steal
can.
that?
I mean, I can try, but I don't know the name of them. I mean, I've seen pictures of them because that's all over the news with those right now, but I don't know the name. You know, I don't know. Don't know the name. I know they tried to like cover it up and be like, yeah, we didn't get inspiration from the foam runners. We got it from like this random silhouette from like 2002.
Correct. Yeah.
But I don't remember the names of any of that.
All right, the Audi Foam Q, and then the shoe that they got
Wouldn't
the
have guessed that.
inspiration from was the Adidas Quake.
Okay.
So that's the shoe that they're trying to cover it up with and say like, hey, like we actually got inspiration from this shoe. All right, Andy, you're up.
Let's finish out current events.
All right, April 2022, the sneaker community lost a giant. He was the designer of the Nike Dunk, Air Jordan 1, the Adidas 3 Stripes logo, and Adidas EQT. Name that person.
Oh my gosh, I know the guy's name, but I can't think of the guy's name. This is embarrassing.
No, don't be
Man, we
embarrassed.
told you it's like anytime we play this game, it's like the most obvious things. Like it's
It just
the
slips
pressure
your
of the
brain.
game. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, I can't think of the guy's name. I cannot think of the guy's name. Either Matt Damon or Ben Affleck are going to play him in a movie though.
Awesome. All right, Carlos, do you want to steal?
I do, but I can't because I don't know the answer. I think his name. It was like Jerry. Benny. There's a Jerry Seinfeld, I think.
Oh yeah. All right. Peter
As soon as
Moore.
I hear it.
Peter
yeah.
Moore. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Peter Moore.
Okay. Time to make my money back. Time to make my money back. Let's get back to the family affairs for 400. Let's go.
Oh,
Oof.
snap. Family affair for 400. Which designer collaborated with Jordan Brand on a project titled Family First? So there's a designer collaborate with Jordan Brand.
Designer?
Mm-hmm.
Family First?
The name of the designers actually come up quite a bit, and the silhouettes actually come up quite a bit during our episode today. So
I got to go with Virgil then, because I know that he came out with a small pack of I want to say they were Dunks. Family First. I think it's Virgil. Final answer.
that is incorrect.
Yeah.
But you're headed in the right direction. And would you like to steal?
Well, we'll try to steal. Family First. Like the only thing that like I can kind of think of with that is like the Almama Near, projects that they've been working on. I don't know like if James Whitner was like the designer, but like that's my guess.
All right. So the correct answer is Don C. And he had his Jordan 2, the pink ones.
Of course.
Just Don and Jordan Brand, Family First, Jordan 2. All right, Andy, you're up. I think
no way. It's a
there's
done
no way
deal.
Carlos can win.
Congratulations.
We're gonna finish it out.
We're gonna go for the big one. We're going for 300. Let's clean it out.
All right. What was the first Nike and Dornbecker collaboration, and what year did it release?
So unpopular opinion. I love what Nike does with Dohernbecker. I love the charity aspect of it, but I'm not the biggest fan of the shoes personally.
Yeah.
Love that they let kids design. I think that's awesome, but I'm not the biggest fan of some of their the silhouettes and stuff. But I think, God, what was it? I don't know what year, so like I can guess the first half. The sixes. I know they got the Dornbecker sixes. They were like the navy blue ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that was though. I'm gonna guess 2010.
Okay. That is incorrect. Carlos, are you going to attempt to steal?
Was he fully incorrect or half incorrect?
That's a good question.
Fully incorrect.
I don't know. The DB3s come to mind as like one of the older pairs. So I'll go with DB3s. But I think it's been around longer than 2010. I'm thinking 05, 04. Oh, I don't know. What does it even matter? I don't even have any points. 2004 and the DB3.
All right. So it was the DB2 in 2007.
Of course, this is the episode of the Jordan 2. I should have guessed.
It is.
It is the episode of the Jordan 2.
Good
All right,
change.
last one, Carlos.
Speaking of 2, I will take a family affair for 200.
How many pairs were in the 2022 Nike Dornbecker Freestyle collection? So this year. All right, 30 seconds on the clock.
I've named 5 in my head, and I'm probably missing one, so I'm going to say 6. Final answer.
Incorrect.
For the love of Pete, I went this whole game and I didn't get a single one right. Who made these questions?
I was gonna guess 6.
Say 5.
I'll go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say 5.
Final answer.
Yep.
There were 7. Yeah,
What?
the 5.
Which ones did I miss?
The Air Force One,
Blazers,
the LeBron, the Blazers. I think those are like Pegasus, the Dunk, and the Janowskis.
I missed the Pegasus and I missed the Blazers, but I named literally all 5 of those other ones in my head. I give myself credit. 5 out of 7. I don't know. I'm not a teacher, but that's a passing grade, I think.
That's passing. I'll give you a solid C.
Dang.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations to Andy for taking this episode. Man, starting season 1 of the Front Page Shoes live show off with an L. To Carlos's defense, though, this was supposed to be Monster, so we're gonna give Monster a hard time about this in our group chat because he left Carlos out to dry. All right, but I just want to say.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, Andy, thank you so much, man, for coming on. It's been a blast. Thank you for playing Sneaker Jeopardy with us. Congratulations on your win. But I really enjoyed this episode, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. And appreciate you guys reaching out. And again, like, don't let the Instagram numbers fool you. Like, talk to me. Like, I love to talk to people, very approachable, and had a great time talking with you guys tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate everybody who's watching. We've got about 5 or 6 people who have held on to the end of this episode. So shout out to the few of you. What we'd like to do is grow this community within sneakers. I think we had a pretty solid following with the previous venture that we had, and we'd love to get it back up to where it was, just to make more friends and make more connections. So feel free to share this video with all of your friends on your Facebook. It will be uploaded to our YouTube channel probably later this evening. If not, then tomorrow. But we will be back with another episode in a month's time. And I think we already know who our guest is going to be. We just got to schedule it. and go from there. But do not forget, please tag us in all of your on-foot sneaker pictures. I know that if you like sneakers, you're already taking the pictures anyway. So just hashtag Heat This Week and tag us at Front Page Shoes on Instagram. And like I said, we'll compile those and we'll make sure that you get shouted out in our next episode. So that is a wrap for episode 1, season 1 of the Front Page Shoes Sneaker Show. Thanks again to Andy Dutton, AD Sneaks, for joining us tonight. And we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.
It's just front page shoes. They checking in cause this is front page news. To every sneakerhead, even the hypest beast. It all started with, do you got my size and need? It's just front page shoes. Yeah, it's just front page shoes.